Welcome back to the Rules of Engagement. Now to the Q&A. The first question is going to be from Vincent78433. And it says, how do you deal with this as Zerg? This is a question on a YouTube comment under a previous Rules of Engagement where it talked about the fast third base in Protoss versus Zerg. Taking a third at like the 5-minute mark with a single Stalker, Zealot, and Militia Core to defend the third base. It's a style that Oz does. He loves the style, and he did it against Sen, and this question is talking about that. So, as a Zerg player, you see your Protoss taking a fast third base. The Nexus has started, the Pylon started, your Overlord or your Zerging sees it. Two things can happen. One, if you have 10 Zerglings on the map, send them there to go kill that base. If you don't have the Zerglings on the map, you can't stop it from getting up, really, because by the time you build Zerglings, send them there, they're going to have a cannons, they're going to have a wall in, they're going to be safe. So if you already have units, immediately send them to it before they can build the cannons. If you don't have units, don't sweat it. What you want to do is one of two things. Either play insanely greedy, right? Drone up like crazy, take a fast fourth base, go to 80 drones, and then scout them to see how they're following it up and build the appropriate amount of units. Or maybe go to 70 drones and scout them. There's some crazy 3-base times you probably want to stop at 70 drones to defend against. Option 2 is try to find a way to exploit with a timing attack. You could go for a roach max, which means you stop at 60 drones. Ideally, you max roaches before the 12-minute mark. The pros is usually around 11, 11:20, depending on how the game opened. And just hit him with the max amount of roaches. Option 2, Roach Queen Nidus attack. Option 3, rush to Mutilus. Say, you know what? Faster base, he can't attack me early. I go straight to Mutilus. And with 3 bases, there's 3 different mineral lines to harass a Mutilus. I can have a really fun time doing that. So do one of those things, you know, or you could just get a ton of drones, text right to Hive, and go for, you know, your Swarm Host Viper Spore Crawler combination. So Hive super late game army with a lot of econ. That's one response. 2 response, try to overwhelm them with Roaches or Roach Hydra or Roach Queen. Some basic lair tech combination. Option 3, go straight to Mutas and try to play a harassment game based off that Mutilus. So 3 ways to deal with the fast third that the Protoss does. Mutas, lair tech, super late game Hive. Next question is going to be from Ryan Chan. It says, he always seems to spam Marines and he forgets about Marauders. Any tips for building the ideal amount of Marauders and Marines? So the first thing is, in most situations, actually, you probably don't want Marauders. It's actually funny because against Zerg, unless they're making, even if they're making a ton of Roaches, honestly, you can actually still do okay making Marines. Against Ultralists, you're going to want Marauders. So, super late game against Zerg, but before that, you're really fine, honestly, just making Marines. Marines actually do okay against Roaches. Against Protoss, Marines are better than Marauders against every gateway unit. They're actually better than Marauders against Stalkers. What Marines are worse than Marauders against is the AoE, which is why Pro-Terrans start to really go more Marauders into mid-game because they're dealing with Storms and they're dealing with Colossi, right? So in those situations, then you want some more Marauders. But in general, honestly, first of all, if you're losing, the odds of you losing because you have too many Marines is very small. So check out some of the elements of your gameplay. But general tip, if you want to make a more balanced composition, this is what you do. Let's say, first of all, you have to make the right balance between tech labs and reactors. General rule, half and half against Protoss, and if it's an odd number, have it be the tech lab. So it's 5 barracks, 3 tech labs, 2 reactors. 7 barracks, 4 tech labs, 3 reactors, 6 barracks, 3 of each. Right? Half and half. Then when you macro, you hit your barracks hotkey. Let's say you have 3 tech lab barracks, hit the D key 3 times, then press and hold the A key. It's that simple. Because you're going to want to get a bunch of Marines, right? So you hit the D key 3, 4, 5 times, then you press and hold the A key for about a second, and you should be golden. Depending on how fast your keyboard settings are with the repeat key. You kind of look at the bottom. Once the Marines kind of fill up, you're good. So hit the D key a couple times first, then you press and hit the A key. Build Marauders first, then Marines. You're going to be good to go. This wraps up the Q&A section. Of course, we'll be back again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Or no, sorry. This is, we're not going to be back until Anaheim. So go ahead and tune in. At Anaheim, it's going to be on next Friday. There's going to be some awesome content. 18 of the world's best Koreans, along with 110 of the world's best players from Europe and United States and Canada and Mexico. And I think there's some South Americans in too. Globally, some of the best players in the world there. I'll see you guys at Anaheim on Friday. Don't miss it. Until next time. Later.